battery's really low on this. Let's change that.
Okay.
On his transmitter. I'm gonna do it. I got it.
You jump over or no?
Here, just hold it, Shane. Nope, you're fine. Stay there.
Yeah. Is that why?
What's that? It, sometimes when it's not very, when it's slow.
It just doesn't have the juice.
Where you're at the driver's
Oh,
seat.
okay.
Yeah.
Check, test, check. Well, Pulling fans, we are about less than 10 minutes away from getting tonight's action underway, so start making your way to the seats here because let me tell you, we have got just an outstanding program here tonight, fans. We have got competitors from all over the United States coming here to Woodbury, Tennessee here tonight to put on a show for you. So sit back, relax, get yourself a good seat, and get ready because we're going to get going here in less than 10 minutes. We'll get tonight's show underway.
Was from Holmesville. Okay. That's right. I did not know that. Yeah. Well, wait, hey, right there's a man that can tell you about everything about it. Right there, because he's from that far woods. Yeah. My family got off the mountain ridge and went that way. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with this thing? He told me to hold it, but I think he's going to do a welcome and prayer. Good. I seen them ponies when I came by. Looks like you got a bunch. I got more than I need, but I gotta go get more. I got a whole load I gotta go pick up today. Tonight or in the morning. Okay.
Yeah, 5th annual Woodbury FFA championship. This is the 5th one we've had here.
This good for you?
Yeah, so they'll do like a brief introduction, and then they'll say we're going to turn it over to Michael Hale, 40th District representative, and then you'll do your thing. Turn it back over to them, and then they'll do the national anthem. Okay. Thank you again.
We're going to do remarks from me and the state officers first. Then we're going to do his prayer, and then we're going to do national anthem, but we're going to do it all down here so that way nobody has cameras don't have to be turned anywhere but here.
Okay, perfect. So I think he's going to give some remarks. actually, some of the parking is in Tennessee. So it's Alabama, Tennessee. So we done Baltimore. That was our very first one. Then we went to Chapel Hill. And then we went to Bowman. It's Springfield. Yeah. Now here. Then we're going to Austin.
Yeah, we missed the small town aspect out there being so close to Nashville. But
Gatlinburg. We're going to Gatlinburg.
yes, well, no, that's what I didn't know any ag background, and so so if you're up in a subdivision, then
Hey, tell Foster, let's get this shit on the road. It's 5 to 10 started.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Woodbury FFA and the Mid-South Pullers and the Pro Pulling League, I want to thank you all for coming out and being a part of this truck and tractor pull to support the folks here at the Woodbury FFA. We have several speakers that are going to be part of our opening ceremony. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Miss Emma Barrett. I think she is out on trackside. She's going to have some opening remarks along with a couple of state FFA officers. So, Emma, go ahead.
in front of the camera.
You're just right there by the camera.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emma Barrett, the Woodbury FFA 2025-2026 president. Thank you to everyone that came out tonight. This event means a whole lot to the Woodbury FFA. This event helps fund everything that we do with the Woodbury FFA chapter. On behalf of the Woodbury FFA chapter, we want to thank everyone who came out tonight to support us. I know that the weather has not been favorable for this event here in the past couple of years, but this year the dear Lord was really looking out for us and gave us a beautiful day. So let's make it the best show that we've ever had. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn it over to the state officers, Weston Brown and Abigail Wicker, to give remarks on behalf of the state FFA.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am Weston Brown, serving as the Tennessee FFA state president this year. And what an honor it is to be here in Cannon County tonight at the Woodbury FFA tractor pull. And I would like to say thank you guys for coming and supporting FFA and all that we do. You know, it's an honor to be here with you guys, and we hope you enjoy the pull tonight.
I'm Abigail Wicker. I'm serving as the Tennessee FFA State Secretary this year. And as Weston said, we're really excited to be here in Woodbury tonight. Thank you for coming out and supporting Woodbury FFA and the future of agriculture. We know it's going to be a really great night.
Good evening, folks. I am Michael Hale, the state representative of the 40th District, representing Cannon County, and it's an honor to welcome you to Woodbury, Tennessee for the 5th annual FFA Championship Tractor Pull. What an honor it is to be here tonight, and I want to thank Wesley Foster and the Cannon County FFA and everyone that has made this night possible. So thank you so much for being here. We just hope you have a great time and enjoy yourself here in Woodbury, Tennessee tonight. So at this time, if everyone would, gentlemen, please remove your cap. If you would stand, and I will lead us in prayer tonight. Our Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you tonight to say thank you. Thank you for the blessings of another day. What a beautiful night, Lord, that you have blessed us with. And God, we come tonight to say thank you for allowing us to have the freedom that we can just assemble and gather, and the freedom, Lord, that we have to bow our heads to ask you to bless us. God, I pray that you would be with every participant tonight, every driver, Lord. I pray that you would be with every one in the crowd, Lord, every spectator, God. I just pray for protection. I pray for safety. And God, I pray that in our lives, God, that you would just get the honor and glory. Thank you for the Woodbury FFA and for the leadership there. And God, I just pray that tonight would be a great success to help them as they do various programs in the school and throughout the county. God, be with us, bless us, forgive us where we fail you, and we're going to be careful to give you the praise, honor, and glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
If you will remain standing, our national anthem is going to be sung tonight by Miss Whitley Cossey.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, thank you both. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very blessed and very fortunate to live in a free country, and we recognize that freedom definitely came with a higher price. If you are here and you have ever been in any branch of the U.S. military or ever had any family members in the U.S. military, I'd invite you to stand as you're able, raise your hand. We want to recognize all of our veterans, folks. These people standing with their hands out, these are the folks that have paid for our freedom and given us the right to come out on nights like this and given us the right to come out and enjoy events like this. Another group I'd like to recognize is all of our first responders, not only here in Cannon County, but wherever we should call home. Police, fire, and medical, another group, in my opinion, that does not get the recognition they deserve. So how about giving all of our first responders a nice round of applause? My name is David Myrick. I'm one of your announcers for tonight. I want to welcome Mr. Dan Meyer from Full Pull Live. They're here back in Woodbury again. Dan, going to be a great night of truck and tractor pulling.
Absolutely, Dave Myrick. And how about you fans? You guys ready to have a good time here tonight? Come on, Woodbury, let's hear ya. Oh, come on. You guys can do a lot better than that. You guys ready to have a good time here tonight? Yeah. Dave, they're ready. We're ready. Let's go down the trackside.
Lightweight super stocks is going to be our first class of the night, folks. This should be a very exciting class. Diesel and alcohol-powered vehicles head-to-head. Each class does start with a test puller. Test puller has the option of taking that pull, coming back a little bit later in the class if they so desire. Test puller for this class is going to be Mr. Brandon Phillips, part of a 2-tractor operation out of Vine Grove, Kentucky. Alcohol-powered international, folks. He calls this one Insanity.
Oh, yeah. How about it, fans? 6,200-pound lightweight supers. Actually, Pro Pulling League, we're running 6,300 pounds.
There you go. Great way to start our class off tonight.
So, fans, all the classes you'll see here tonight, that is a maximum weight. So 6,300 pounds will be a maximum weight. You cannot weigh more than that particular weight. The only motorsport where weight is an advantage. And, boy, do we have a show for you fans here tonight as Brandon Phillips laid down an excellent run to get us started here tonight.
Listen to this distance to start our night off. 364.79 for Mr. Brandon Phillips. 364.79. Folks, each test puller, as we said, does have the option of taking their pull coming back later on in the class. After each test puller's passed, the track official and sled operator will get together, see if they think they have an adequate sled setting. If they think a change is necessary, it will force the test puller to come back. So for that reason, each class does start with a test puller.
Now, fans, speaking about our track here tonight, we've got it lined out to 330 feet, approximately 40 feet wide, or as wide as your normal two-lane highway. You'll notice the white lines each side of the track. Any portion of that pulling vehicle touches those white lines, you will be disqualified. So we got our first tractor down the track here, light super stock class, and boy, Dave, what a class we have got here tonight. They've come from all over the United States.
Absolutely. 12 light supers to start our night off tonight. Folks, the Pro Pulling League is in its 19th season, and it continues as the world's largest truck and tractor pulling sanctioning body, featuring 250-plus sessions of competition across 20 states throughout the Champions Tour, Harts Diesel Silver Series, Champion Seed Western Series, Ag Protect 1 Midwest region, and their member states. For the latest in news from the Pro Pulling League, you can stay here on the internet, www.propulling.com, and follow us on social media. We have a Facebook page, Twitter account, Instagram account, and also a YouTube channel. And on the YouTube channel, it offers exciting truck and tractor pulling action from past events.
So just like that, fans, we're immediately going to go to our weight transfer machine as we see our sled operator out of the cab, and looks like we're going to make a change. So Brandon Phillips, a great run there with the Insanity out of Vine Grove, Kentucky, just south of that Louisville area. As running here tonight, our 6,300-pound lightweight super stock tractors. They'll have 505 cubic inches underneath the hood, up to 4 turbochargers you're allowed to run. You will also notice they'll run the big 30.5 rear tires on them. And boy, when we're talking horsepower, they are getting it to the ground. You're looking approximately 4,000 horsepower they're making out of these lightweight super stocks. Very exciting class. A lot of horsepower with not a whole lot of weight to play with out there with these lightweight tractors.
All right, I understand trackside day, and they're going to let that distance set right there. They're going to set a full pull mark for 374. So Brandon Phillips is going to be our current leader, 364.79 for the Insanity International out of Vine Grove, Kentucky. Folks, throughout the night, you're going to hear a lot of corporate sponsors and a lot of local sponsors. First and foremost, I want to recognize the folks at Huff and Puff Trucking. As one of the nation's most trusted flatbed freight hauling services, Huff and Puff Trucking partners with customers to improve their transportation processes and increase their efficiency. Our entire team works to ensure the utmost safety of your product or material as it makes its way across the country. Whether you need to move any form of steel, building materials, or other specialized manufactured products, Huff and Puff has the means to handle your load and the expertise to ensure it is properly secured and delivered on time every time. Give us a call today at 1-888-HUFF and Puff.
All right, fans, so we've got, well, the second half of the Phillips pulling team out of Vine Grove, Kentucky, as we've got Dad Larry Phillips behind the wheel, extremely insane here tonight, that Case International MX210. Now, just like we saw son Brandon go, he's going to pick that left-hand side of the track, pretty much right up against that left-hand chalk line here tonight to get us started. Once again here, lightweight super stocks. We've got a distance of 364.79, and that is our mark to beat out there. And the lightweight supers are going to let them run out to 374. 374 is a full pull. You make it past that point, we'll bring them all back, and we'll run them again. So we'll see if anybody can eclipse that 374 here tonight.
Going to see what Larry Phillips can say about this here in Woodbury. Son sitting out in the lead, the extremely insane International, also out of Vine Grove, Kentucky.
Oh, he's out of here. Our first full pull of the night. Fans, let's give a nice round of applause. Larry Phillips. Wow. Well, Dave, just like that, we've already got one out the end.
Absolutely, Dan. We had 374 as a full pull mark. 374.85 from Mr. Larry Phillips, as Dan said, the first one out the gate tonight here in Woodbury. Hot Shot's Secret Diesel Extreme is the official fuel additive of the Pro Pulling League and is the strongest diesel injector cleaner on the market. Trusted by thousands, Diesel Extreme is a complete 6-in-1 fuel additive that cleans and protects your injectors while boosting your fuel cetane by 7 points to give you that extra horsepower, torque, and fuel economy that we all want. A top quality product with proven results, Hot Shot's Secret Diesel Extreme cleans, protects, and brings your diesel engine back to life. It's available nationwide at O'Reilly Auto Parts, Advance Auto Parts, AutoZone, Walmart, and also on Amazon online at www.hotshotsecret.com.
Now, Pulling fans, when you entered the grounds here this afternoon, you were given a card, a little business card. If you go to Full Pull Live and enter that coupon code Woodbury and sign up for 1 free month of Full Pull Live, you'll also be in the running. We're going to give away $1,000 in cash to one lucky fan here tonight at 9:30. So 9:30 we will give away $1,000 in cash. So head on over to Full Pull Live, scan that QR code, enter Woodbury in where it asks for the coupon code, enter Woodbury, get your free month of Full Pull Live, and you also have that chance to win that $1,000 at 9:30. Now, Dave, we've got quite a bit of room over here on the north side of the track. You fans looking for room over there on the south side. We got plenty of room over here on the north side. So if you want to make your way over here, we do have a little bit of grandstand space over here and some track space as well if you got to bring along seating. So we do have room over here on the north side for you.
All right, if we could have someone from the FFA, Wesley Foster, or one of the advisors come down and see Richard Wisnett at the finishing end of the track. He's got a need that he needs to take care of, if you could. One of the FFA, Wesley's coming. You don't have to run. It's not an emergency, just something that needs to be taken care of. All right, coming up next, folks, we're going to have an alcohol-powered John Deere as our next lightweight super. Comes to us from over in Trenton, Tennessee. John Cross is going to be behind the wheel, and he calls his John Deere the Tennessee Traveler.
All right, fans, so hook number 3 out of the 13 we've got signed in here for competition in our 6,300-pound lightweight super stock class as John Cross, the Tennessee Traveler, one of the Mid-South runners. Of course, we talked about all the traveling guys coming in here, but here's one guy that runs for the points at all the Mid-South events. As he'll be followed by Martin Daniel with the over-the-edge machine. Then we'll have Bill Bowman with the Born to be Wild, our next couple pullers coming up here in the lightweight super stock class. So right now, you got to make a full pull if you want to stay alive here tonight. Full pull set at 374, and we've got one right out the end right now, and that is Larry Phillips with the Extremely Insane. Do we have any John Deere fans out there tonight? Where's our green fans?
I believe they've got a pretty good group of them here, Dan. All right, one thing we've not talked about, folks, each competitor does have 2 options of coming out of the hole and making 2 attempts at the sled. If they do not go past the 100-foot mark, it's automatic. However, if a driver is not happy with their run out of the hole, they can get on the binders, and even if they drift past that 100-foot mark, and that is recognized by the starting line flagman, which is very important, they will be allowed to make a second attempt. Obviously, that's what's going to happen here. They're backing John up to the sled. His first attempt was 104.41. However, when he gives that up, his second attempt will be his measured distance.
Yeah, so Dave, I like to refer to as basically jumping off a diving board here with this second attempt. You got to get what you can get out there. Once you jump, you got to go for it.
It's all over.
So John Cross, the Tennessee Traveler out of Trenton, Tennessee.
There you go. For all you football fans, 23 Mississippi State, update. 27 University of Tennessee, 24 Mississippi State. Fourth quarter.
And David, our Louisville Cardinals won today, so we're good.
Awesome. Going to be a good night for you.
There you go.
Game.
Well, that's a tough break right there, fans. Let's give him a tough luck round of applause. The Tennessee Traveler, John Cross. And Dave, these alcohol engines, they can be so finicky out there. And, it's not like just draining the diesel fuel out of them and then drilling out the heads for spark plugs. Totally different fuel system on these machines. And, boy, all kinds of horsepower they're making out of them nowadays. And you get something just not right there, they can come up and bite you, just like we just saw there for John Cross here tonight with that Tennessee Traveler.
Absolutely, Dan. 136.14 is going to be his distance, 136.14. I want to say a special thanks to Brian Hill and all his folks at with the pulling sled tonight. Always great to work with. Brian does a great job with his sled settings. They come to us over at Gibson, Tennessee, over in the western part of the state. Folks, no reason to be hungry or thirsty. Got plenty of things to eat and drink provided by the Woodbury FFA and others as well. So be sure and get up. Also, we do have an open pit area with the Mid-South Pullers, something that is not available in all forms of motorsports. You are welcomed and encouraged to walk through our pit area, take a good close-up look at the pulling vehicles, get to talk to the drivers as well. So we want everyone to be aware of that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you got a question out there that you see a vehicle go down the track and you're like, hey, how does this work or how does that work, head on back. Like David said, they'll be more than happy to talk with you and tell you some of their trade secrets out there as well, and how they're making all this horsepower with these big machines. Is Martin Daniel up next here, one of the local guys here.
Long-time puller right here in Cannon County, Mr. Martin Daniels. I remember coming down here, he and his sister Beth campaigned a Massey Ferguson for many years, probably in the late 70s, early 80s. So a lot of history right here at this track in Cannon County. Folks, if we've got anyone that has never been to a truck or tractor pull, let's talk about a couple of the rules. On each side of the track, you will see a white boundary marker, and it is just that, a boundary marker for all of our pullers and their vehicles. If for any reason they should drift outside of those lines anytime during the pull, touch, or go over those lines, they will be receiving a disqualification for that event. That is a safety rule for not only the competitors, but also the track workers and spectators as well. Now, if they keep their pulling vehicle within the lines, but the sled itself should drift outside of those lines, they will be receiving a measured attempt for that. They are only responsible for keeping their pulling vehicle within those lines and not the sled itself. All right, next up, the first of a two-tractor operation from right down the road in Bradyville, Tennessee. Martin Daniel is going to be behind the wheel. Alcohol-powered international, folks. He calls this one Over the Edge.
Yeah, absolutely. One tough customer right here. Former national champion with the PPL Champions Tour just a couple years ago. Also a big winner at the National Farm Machinery Show up in Louisville. Every February, the big indoor pull. This gentleman right here has been in the winner's circle with this particular machine. Of course, they're going to have two in the competition here tonight. Got to make a full pull to stay alive here tonight. And it looks like Martin's going to move that sled over a little bit closer to the middle of the track here. Now, early on, we've been working that left side. And it looks like Martin's going to move it on over here towards the middle. Let's see what he's got for us. Oh, man, it's looking good out there. The hometown guy now got off a little bit to the right of center out there as he made his way down the track. Now had to go better than 374 to challenge Larry Phillips here tonight. And I do believe going to come up a little bit short of that.
Definitely an outstanding run. Would be a lot of winning runs at a lot of tractor pulls. 346.29 is going to be the distance for Martin Daniels in the Over the Edge International. 346.29. Folks, I want to say a special thanks to the folks at the Rutherford County Farmers Co-op. The Rutherford Co-op is located in Rutherford County, Cannon, and also DeKalb counties as well. They are staffed with a team of well-educated specialists in all areas. They take their expertise beyond the store walls into the field and on the farm to help diagnose problems, formulate management programs, deliver supplies, apply inputs, set up equipment, and support our farmers in every way possible. So thanks to the folks at Rutherford County Farmers Co-op.
All right, fans. So once again, for those folks that are just coming in the grounds here, we do have more seating and more space available over here on the north side. So you fans that are coming in looking for some seats or some space to put your chairs, we do have a lot of room over here on the north side still available. It is filling up, but we do have room over here. So Martin Daniel with the over-the-edge machine will put him in that number 3 spot currently, as Larry Phillips, our leader out of Vine Grove, Kentucky. Son Brandon sits number 2 at 364 and 79, just outside of that full pull distance that we set here tonight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again going to talk to a little bit about the sled and how it functions. Currently under the cab operator, the cabs on the sled, Mr. Brian Hill. Under that cab is a weight transfer box. Depending on the class and track conditions, that weight transfer box can have an assortment of weights that are placed on the front, middle, or rear of that weight box. As the puller makes his or her way down the pulling track, that weight transfer box comes down the frame rails, putting an increasing amount of weight on that skid pan and making it harder and harder to pull as it makes its way down the pulling track. Not only can the weights be changed from class to class, but also the speed that that box makes its way down those frame rails can be changed. However, once a class starts, all that remains the same. The weights are not moved, and the speed that that weight box goes down the frame rails does not change at all. Throughout the night, you will see weights taken out and put in. While they are not large in size, they are very heavy, weighing somewhere into the 1,500, 2,000 pound category. So not only taking one out or putting one in can make a great effect on how that sled pulls, but also the location in that weight transfer box can have a huge impact on how that sled is operated. Each competitor does have the option of where to start their run, so as long as they let Brian Hill, the sled operator, know prior to him backing up to the sled, he does take that sled back to the starting line. His first and foremost job is for safety. Brian has the ability on the diesel-powered machines to shut off the air supply to the turbochargers, which will in fact cut all the boost and horsepower being produced in those engines and effectively shutting them down in their tracks. On the gas or alcohol-powered vehicles, he can kill the electrical spark. So a lot of innovations have gone into sleds over the years to make them much more fine-tunable. And like I say, we appreciate Brian Hill and all his folks for being here tonight in Woodbury.
And, of course, David, you talk about that weight transfer machine. These competitors each and every year, they're trying to make more horsepower. And, of course, these sled operators have to come up with ways to stop that horsepower. And like you just said, that's how they get it done there with the dropping of the pans nowadays. And, it's not the rolling weight to a dragging weight that we used to see many, many years ago. They, definitely changed that.
I was part of a sled crew for many years, rode the sled for quite a few years, and I'll tell you what, it's not the smooth ride you always think it is. So sometime during the night, take a look at the sled operator. You'll see the weight transfer, possibly take one or both of those sled axles off the and completely off the ground and transfer all that weight over to the front. All right, folks, coming up next, Bill Bowman, graduated from right here in Cannon County, former FFA teacher as well. Alcohol-powered John Deere, folks, he calls this one Born to be Wild. He comes to us from over in Morrison, Tennessee. Before I forget, folks, over at the FFA tent across from the announcer's stand, I think in the red tent cover, they do have earplugs for sale. We've got a next class coming up is going to be extremely loud, so we want everyone to be prepared. Earplugs for sale over at the FFA tent.
Yeah, unfortunately going to red flag him there. Just not able to build the boost down there, Dave, and that's really a tough break for Bill Bowman, the Born to Be Wild John Deere. It's just not able to get that tractor up and going, but does have another attempt here. We'll wait and see what the officials tell us.
Moved it a couple of feet, 2.51, but he's going to back it up and give her another shot.
Yeah, sometimes we will see these competitors just make a slight adjustment with the vehicle, and looks like we're going to bring out the support vehicle down to the end of the track. So we'll take off Bill Bowman here with the Born to Be Wild John Deere, and hopefully be able to come back for his second attempt here tonight. Fans, once again, a tough luck round of applause for Bill Bowman, the Born to Be Wild. Been tough for these John Deeres here tonight. We've had two, and they both have had some issues out there. All right, so officially 2.51 will be the distance here. Of course, laser crew set up down at the end of the track. We'll shoot the laser off the sled at the starting line as well as at the finish line, and here tonight measuring up to 1/100th of a foot. So it looks like we should have Phil Lorance up next here, the On the Edge tractor, the Case International. Then we'll have Mark Filiatro's Burning Daylight, and then the Night Trouble, Kenny Hale, will follow. So we'll bring Bill Bowman off the track here and hopefully be able to come on back with his second attempt.
Mackenzie, it looks good now. Should I have a green light on my transmitter on my camera?
All right, update on the UT game, folks. They're tied 27 even in the fourth quarter, 27-27. Automotive Racing Products is a proud sponsor of the Mid-South Pullers in the Pro Pulling League. Today's ARP product line contains thousands of part numbers and is expanded to include virtually every fastener found in an engine and drive line and throughout the suspension and frame. These range from high-performance OEM replacement parts to exotic specialty hardware for Formula One, IndyCar, and NHRA drag racing and marine applications. So once again, thanks to the folks at ARP, Automotive Racing Products, proud sponsor of the Mid-South Pullers.
All right, so we've got Phil Lorance on the edge. Now, this is the second of the Martin Daniels tractors here. This is his nephew doing the driving here. Martin's nephew, Philip, doing the driving as he has done so the last couple of years here out on the PPL Champions Tour as well as down on the Mid-South Circuit. So let's see what Phil can lay down here tonight. Can he make a full pull and come on back? Let's see if he can get it done. Another one of the hometown guys, fans from right here.
Yeah, he's down there. He's down there. What about it, folks? We got another one out the gate. What do you think?
Now, fans, of course, in pulling, we measure to the front of the sleds, not actually the pulling vehicle. So the front of that sled has to go over that 374 mark.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about pulling being a game of inches. 374 is a pull. 369.27 from Mr. Philip Lorance. He was heading that direction, going to come up a little bit short, but that's going to put him in the runner-up spot right now. 369.27 for Mr. Philip Lorance.
Yeah, absolutely great run there for Phil Lorance. Really got the power to the ground there. You saw that front end come up, transferred that weight back to those rear tires. That's what it's all about, fans. You want to get that front end up and transfer that weight back to those rear tires. Make them work out there. And, boy, they have built an awesome track here tonight.
Mack Trailer Manufacturing of Alliance, Ohio is respected as the nation's foremost manufacturer of dump, flatbed, transfer trailers, and pneumatic tanks. Mack Trailer provides ongoing solutions through high-tech product innovation and advanced engineering capabilities. As a national leader in trailer manufacturing, Mack Trailer serves the industry with a trailer to meet the rigorous demands of your hauling requirements. Let Mack build you the trailer you need with the level of quality you deserve. Experience the excellence of Mack. For more information, you can visit them on the internet, www.mactrailer.com.
All right, fans, so outstanding lightweight super stock class we're seeing here tonight, just about that halfway point here, as we'll have hook number 7 out of the 13 we've got registered for competition here tonight. And Dave